Welcome to Washington Football Week with your host, one half of that dynamic duo, Sean Spencer, and South Carolina's finest, Will Craven.
Don't play us if you're undefeated.
Where we celebrate past success while looking to a bright future. There's a youth movement in Washington, and they're ready to take the reins, led by firefighters.
Play aggressive.
It's a new day, new dawn, no longer the laughing stock. It's time to take them.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is your boy Sean Spencer, one half of that dynamic duo that is Let's Talk Football. And you know, it's Thursday, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, it's Thursday, not Wednesday, but I'm here with my guy, South Carolina's finest, Will Kramer. What up, Will?
Hey man, you're right. It's Thursday. I just had to put the kids to bed. They're dog tired from the week. Their behavior showed it.
Yeah.
They're ready for the weekend. I told them, I said, nobody gets up until that green light goes off in the morning. None of this getting up before it. Y'all need more rest.
Love it. I love it. Oh man, how has that been? First and foremost, let me just say, I can't stand it. It's being back. I've been driving all summer to work every single day. No buses. Everybody on vacation. It's been a smooth ride. I get up this week and it's just traffic, bumper to bumper, sitting behind all these yellow buses and whatnot. How has it been from a parent's perspective?
Well, from a work perspective, I'm more productive because I'm back earlier than I was after drop off. I'm like, well, I guess I'm all right. Let's start working.
Right,
So that's good. But it is earlier. Our elementary schools start first. Whereas like when we went to high school, we were the first bell. That's elementary school down here. So we leave the house at 7 a.m. So it's a quick start.
Yeah, that's
mornings are a get it going and out the door.
Everybody's on a schedule. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I can see you being a drill sergeant. I can see that.
Oh no, I'm the one just sitting there drinking my coffee.
Trish is the one who's really getting them. You're like, hey, come over here. You know what you do. Oh, I love it. But look, ladies and gentlemen, school is back, so that means football is right here, right around the corner. In 2 days, college football will be back. We talked about that a little earlier this week, and in 11 days, the first game. Maybe
not this Thursday, next Thursday, 2 weeks.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So football is back all the way around. Washington has played their second preseason game, which is the only action the starters will get to. Check us out. Will and I talked at halftime, and then I talked a little bit in the post game talking about that game, that the loss to the Bengals. Although the first teamers did look good, the backups definitely still need work, but this is what preseason's for, and this is what this game on Saturday is for, where we play the Ravens. They come into town. No starters will play, so it's everybody that is essentially fighting for a roster spot. And today, that's what we're going to talk about. We're talking about the roster, and we're going to see, hey, who stays, who goes, what's your opinion? Well, just overall, I mean, for the most part, we know the starters. For the most part, we know the guys, the Jaden Daniels, the guys we brought in, the Debo, and Larry Tunsil's. I would like to say we know Terry, but, you know, that whole thing, we'll talk about that a little bit later. But how confident are you in some of the guys that we know are coming back and the team that most of which is returning from last year, and then obviously a couple major additions? How confident are you after the second going into the final preseason game and the cut down and all that?
I think we have a stronger roster than last year. You know, we've talked a number of times about turning some of our weaknesses into strengths, and the O-line being better, our defensive backs in general,
Yes.
especially corners. I think that helps. I still wonder what type of pass rush may we generate, but I think it'll be interesting to see what this bigger defensive line does. So, yeah, sorry, I'm getting the hiccups and everything. But no, I do think we have a better roster. So I feel more confident and more excited. And then when all heck breaks loose, number 5 is just going to run it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
clearly, we saw that in preseason. They let him go, and he ran. He even took a little thump that we were all holding our breaths on. But thankfully, he got in the end zone. And then, to your point, you talked about it at halftime of that game when the reporter asked him about it. He was like, "I want to score a touchdown." Like that. That's the mentality you want. He's just like, "Hey, full steam ahead. Like, let's go." So I like to see that, and it gave me a little taste. Seeing Debo and running that first jet sweep gave me a little taste. Seeing our running backs actually have some explosiveness and play well, it gave me a taste of what we can expect, but we don't know for sure. But then my question has to come, what about the rest? And I know, for those of you that don't know, Will does not watch preseason games. He will not, especially not in the second half. Yeah. But of what you've seen, the rest, the depth, the second, third, fourth, so on. How do you feel about that going into the season?
Yeah, I can't say that the stuff I've seen in the first 2 preseason games makes me confident. There's been flashes, though. You look at it and you say, well, obviously they hit on their 7th-round running back.
Yes,
that's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
The wide receiver out of Virginia Tech, Jalen Lane, looks pretty good. We're seeing more and more praise come about Josh Connerly, that he's progressing really well. I think it's really interesting. I think it might be Logan Paulson or Ben Standing. One of the two of them say the offensive line is going to be better in December than it is in September, because by then Connerly will probably be in there. He will be more experienced, So the fact that he's catching on is pretty good. So I think you're seeing. Oh, and then of course my guy, the cornerback. I think you're seeing that. The rookies are playing well, so that's sometimes the most exciting part. And then the second part is, who are the guys in year number 2 that you're like, oh, the light bulb's coming off, or just in general, like this guy's not in year 2, but I think we're seeing that Quan Martin is due.
Yes.
You know, so that's what gets exciting. Am I excited about the 2s that get out there? Not really. But am I excited about other developments that we're seeing? Yeah, that's kind of what gets the juices flowing.
And I think, to your point, that's something that I've been really kind of intrigued at this during this offseason into these preseason games, wanting to see the Percy Butlers, the Jeremy Reeves, the Quan Martins. Want to see those guys that might be starters, might be second, might come in for situational types. I want to see what you're doing. I want to continue to see the Noah Igbenogany, who we know is going to be in that starting rotation, but he's going to play situational at times. And I wanted to see what those guys do. And it's funny, all those are secondary guys, but that is what we needed. That's the help we needed. Now, I still have an issue. It's not the starters, but I still have an issue because we keep giving up. We keep getting gashed in the run game. That was an issue we had a year ago. I'm really kind of seeing if we run, this kind of like we did last year, where it's, defensive line and edge by committee, where you're bringing in, this guy and that guy. Okay, I want to see some more. I want to see some progress. I want to see, that wall right there. Even if we don't have the Von Millers in the game or Wagner, God forbid they get hurt or they're tired or whatever. I need to see those backups, those secondary guys show me something. So that's still something I'm looking at, and I still want to see some of the other guys show up. Kane Madrano is one of those guys I definitely want to see, all the talk that we've had about him and his relationship with Ken Norton Jr. and everything. So that is definitely something I'm eager to see going in. But Will, let's talk about this for a second. Let's get into this roster conversation. You and I have kind of talked about some guys that we've seen and we haven't been impressed with. Obviously, some of the rookies and some of the guys that we have kept our eye on, we have been impressed with. Let's start off at the top. Hey, wait a minute. Yes, sir.
What
right
timing.
on time. Yo, ladies and gentlemen, we got a special guest, and when we're talking about the roster, you know we got to bring in our guy. You know who he is, the shirtless wonder, Ab. What up, Ab?
What's good, y'all? Man, I miss you guys, man.
Let's go. Let's go.
You didn't just say you got home. You came home and sprinted inside and propped yourself up and said, I'm ready.
Let's go. Let's go.
So I had to promise my daughter something, okay?
Hey.
What? I had to promise she does the call with me. So
I can dig it.
Everybody, here's my daughter, my baby girl, my everything, Aniel.
Hello.
Hi.
So
yeah.
We'll be doing the show together. And honestly, I'm training her right, everyone, just so you know. Who's our team, baby? Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Yo, I can dig it. And look, like we said, right at the right time, we're talking roster. And I'll ask you the question I asked Will. What have you seen? First of all, we've only seen a little bit from the starters, but how confident are you in the starting roster? The Larry Mutanso, Debo, adding on with Jaden Daniels and all the defensive players.
I think we're miles ahead of what it was last year. So honestly, it almost makes me overexcited, and I'm trying to taper that down. So it's hard though because of I was the biggest shit talker out our team last year. I'm like this and this is wrong, guys. This is wrong. This is wrong. And then you saw how far we made it. You know what I mean? And then it seemed like they touched on almost every position that we had an issue with last year. And so then so you're like, if our team was trash and we made it to the NFC Championship, now that our team is miles ahead of the team last year, we're winning worlds. We're winning the world.
Ab, you're starting to talk a little bit like that Carson Wentz season here.
I still believe in him.
Let's go.
I still believe in Wentz.
Let's go. Just give one more chance. One more chance.
No, I'm being as realistic as possible, but I'll tell the truth. Like honestly, I am confident in this team. I do think we will compete. It's a tall order to say we're going to do better than last year. It's a very tall order. Like anything can happen, and I understand that. It's just the fact that it's you ask anybody that knows how our team was last year and what our team is now, and you're just like, man, we're so much better than that. Like, you know, but we also need to stay healthy, and that's we say it every year. Like we're one of the most unhealthiest teams, and the time we do better is when we have one of the healthiest years we've had in a decade, too. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
exactly. No, 100%. Now, with asking you that, I gotta also ask the flip because what we're gonna talk about is the roster. You've seen the preseason games. We only saw a little bit of the starters, but it was impressive. Then you go to the second tier, the depth, second string, third string, some of those other guys. How confident are you in our depth with some of the rookies and some of those other guys that you've seen from preseason?
Now that's kind of 50-50 because now our rookies, like I tell you the truth, and I mentioned it in our chat. I picked up I'm in a lot of fantasy leagues, guys, and every league that I do a draft, I'm drafting Lane and I'm drafting Bill. So it's like I'm confident in some players, but some positions, like we like honestly, I'm a little worried in, like our offensive line depth. I'm not confident in that. Like first string is gas, and then after that, I'm a little worried. I'm a little worried, especially at center. Like that worries the hell out of me. We'll probably talk more about it yourself, but like I am worried about center, linebacker. I'm really worried about that position, and wide receiver. I'm worried about that position also. So I mean, our first string, and I mean, first string almost across the board, almost in every position. I'm like, let's go. But then our depth is kind of like sus, and that's why I said we need to stay healthy.
Yeah, 100% agree. 100% agree. And look, that's what we're getting into. We're going to talk about it now. Everybody knows we do our 53-man mock roster when the cut down date comes, but we are 2 days before the final preseason game where we know it's all backups that are going to be in there, everybody fighting for a roster spot. So we're going to go through some of the positions that you talked about and see where are we, who needs to go, who's going to stay. Let's start off at the top. The position that we have secured, quarterback, Jaden's good. Mariota, I'm good with that. And then you have 3 and 4. Now, there's been talk that, Will, you talked to me about the fact that we might not need to keep 3 and 4 if 1 or 2 can be healthy. And after what I've seen, and I'll go to you, Will, after what I've seen in the preseason, I like Josh. But not Mariota, Hartman, I've shouted you out, man. You got to go. You got to go. Will, what you think about Josh Johnson and Hartman? Do we keep them?
Practice squad, sure. I think we've seen enough to say that without a debate, Josh Johnson has severely outplayed Sam Hartman. So Hartman will probably be brought back on the practice squad. If he knows the playbook, you might as well have someone in there that can do it. Right. The question now becomes, depending on Mariota's health right now, it seems like he's back at practice throwing. Do you need to keep Josh Johnson on your roster, or do you just need to have him ready to go to come back in? He's a veteran. He can pick up, he already has now gone through training camp. So do you need to take a spot on the 53 for Josh Johnson, or can you just have him to call on him when you need to if something happens to Jaden and Mariota takes over as a starter? That's the question, I think. And while Josh has looked fairly good at times, that was a really, really bad interception that he threw on Monday night. And it is just one throw, but it's just, you're a veteran, and that's kind of like that decision making was really surprising. So that's what I'm kind of curious to see is, do they decide to keep 3, or do they think that having 2 is just okay right now?
Oh yeah. And notice he didn't mention Hartman at all, because Hartman is already gone at his roster. Well, and that's the thing. You guys know how much I've touted Hartman, almost as much as I touted Sam Howell. But hey, the proof is in the pudding. He has not looked good. I think in his last game, his first pass was almost a pick 6. You know what I mean? He just, I don't know if it's the shoulder surgery. I don't know if it's confidence. Maybe he's spending more time on his hair than his game. I don't know what it is, but the guy isn't doing it. To your point about Josh Johnson, he's been around the league. I expect you to be good in preseason. You know what I mean? I expect you to be good, but we talk about injuries. I don't ever want to have to get to the point where either a Josh Johnson or, God forbid, a Sam Hartman has to play. So do we let them go, or do we keep somebody just as insurance?
To me is we definitely have to let both of them go. I just don't see, especially the play during the last game, I don't see keeping either of them. If we had to keep one, I'd be about JJ, you know what I'm saying? But right now, especially with our depth in some positions being sus, I don't see keeping either of them right now. It could definitely go to a linebacker or Wide receiver. I mean, I'll even jump on that wide receiver train right there. I've been saying that, right? I've been saying 6 wide receivers. I know we're about to get there, but preview, guys. I'm saying 6 wide receivers. Okay, so that maybe that extra roster spot will go to an extra wide receiver.
Yeah,
Or
I agree.
Or since we know one of us likes to get tons of O linemen.
You can't even name the offensive lineman right now.
We listen. We already know that we don't have that. We only have one center. I need more linemen. I need more. We got to protect our investment. All right. Look, we're moving on. let's get to our position. Running back. You talked about Bill Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt. He has shined. He's taken the most of his opportunity. It's exciting to see. Obviously, we know the talks about Brian Robinson potentially leaving. We got Eckler, McNichols, Rodriguez, and then we also got Will's guy Kaz Allen and Demetric Felton. How many? Who's got to go? Who do you see is not making the cut?
So we got our boy Bill. We got Eckler. And then everybody else is whatever to me, tell you the truth. But I'm telling you, like for running backs, so I would say Eckler and McNichols. So Eckler, McNichols, and I'm sorry, Rodriguez. So those are the 4. That's right there. The reason why Robinson has to go is because Robinson and Rodriguez are pretty much the same damn person. Like they run the same way. Rodriguez, though, a little bit more successful.
I saw that. And he's got a burst.
Don't hate me, y'all. Look, everybody that loves them some B-Rob, look, I love the man too, but we just got to be honest about it. Like, will we get more production out of Rodriguez if we gave him the ball more? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a question. You know what I'm saying? B-Rob yards per carry, I want to say it's not as much as Chris Rodriguez. I think Chris Rodriguez is like almost six yards a carry. You know what I'm saying? So, but he's just lower on the depth chart. You know what I'm saying? So if we give him more carries, could he be a starter? But I totally see this as Bill's job. So I'm if it's not Bill's job this year, it will be next year.
Yes.
I can see that. And I'm right there. I'm right there with you. Will, I'm gonna bring this to you. I mean, I really look at the McNichols, Eckler, Ja'Cory Krosky, Merritt, and then Rodriguez. I mean, the rest of these guys, I know you got your boy Kaz Allen. I mean, there's Felton there. Unless we've seen Felton in return, maybe that will help him. You know, Kaz Allen has been given multiple opportunities. He hasn't really done much. Do you stick with 4? I mean, are you still looking at those other 2 guys?
No. I mean, I think it became clear on Monday night that who the 4 running backs are. They have Allen and Felton working kick returns. I didn't realize that Felton had been in the league as long as he had. He's been in the league about 4 or 5 years already. Those guys are easy to put on your practice squad. Yeah. I am curious what we're going to do at kick returner. I don't know if Lane's been a punt returner, but he hasn't been a kick returner, I don't think, at Virginia Tech. So I don't know if it's, if you put him back there. I certainly don't want Austin Eckler returning kicks. So that could be during the season. Do you find a need to promote one of those guys? But there's no reason to put 5 guys on your active roster, 5 running backs on your active roster. So it's not even a competition. They just need to be able to show enough to make the practice squad, which I think they have.
Yeah. And that's, So we'll see what comes from there. But I think for the most part, it seems pretty set on some of the guys, especially with the emergence of Bill doing his thing. All right, let's move on past that. You mentioned wide receivers, and we have a boatload. Obviously, still questioned about Terry, but he's back. Technically, you got Debo. Obviously, they picked up the rookies, Jalen Lane. They got Chris Moore, Osborne, a number of guys. Luke,
you
that guy And that's for me. I mean, obviously, there's a couple names on here like River Craycraft, Lawrence Cager, Tate Martin, some guys that have gotten a little action, some this and that. But Luke is the one who we've talked about, the one who obviously the name all, shocked, brought our eyes up. We were all excited to see it. But at the end of the day, maybe it's just the fact that he's just buried on the depth chart. Maybe it's the fact that he's just not getting the connection. He's not in there with Jaden. We know Jaden looks around at everybody, and maybe Josh Johnson and Sam aren't doing it, but I just haven't seen enough. I expected to see more out of him coming into this year. Knowing the offense, working with Cliff, having that camaraderie and whatnot. But now that we're adding guys at wide receiver, I think he's just going to get lost in the weeds. I mean, I don't think there's a roster spot for him. I mean, it's sad to say, how I am. I like to, I'm close to the guys. I like to hold on tight, but he hasn't done it for me.
Are you saying get rid of Luke?
I'm saying get rid of Luke.
I'm saying get rid of Luke. Hot take.
You're out of here. Let's go.
Where's your little? Does that make me crazy, though?
Oh, yeah, right.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. I'll do it. Look, I'll do it. There you go.
That make me crazy.
Yeah, I love it.
So I think there are two things can be true. We can say that Luke has underwhelmed this preseason, but you can also say, let's give him another season to see. But at the same time, kind of wondering what is his role? Because let's just say everybody's healthy and signed and on the field. You got Terry, and now we added another receiver in Debo to be our pass catchers. After you got Noah Brown as our tallest guy, and now he's back at practice, so they're projecting him. So now you're looking at wide receiver 4 and 5, and how often are they going to be on the field enough to make that much of a presence? I think you've got Jalen Lane emerging with speed, and so I don't know how much of an opportunity Luke is going to have. Now, they're going to probably have some packages and mix and match, but it's going to be interesting to see, can he get on the field in year number 2, because they have brought in 2 other receivers who are going to be taking away playing time from him.
What you thinking, Ab? You already said you got 6 guys, and I'm counting right now, and I think I'm at 6 or 7. What you think about wide receiver?
7 wide receivers.
I'm just counting. Listen. I had to get rid of one, so
we're gonna get into another Antonio Gandy Golden battle versus whatever bum that we were deciding.
Could have been great. He could have been great.
He could have been awesome.
He had the size, all right.
He could have been awesome. So I'm thinking 6 guys. All right. So Terry Debo, Lane. We got Noah Brown. That's 4. My man Brooks. I'm trying to tell you, Brooks. Brooks is 5, and honestly, I like Brooks. I give that man a chance. I think for some reason, and I'm gonna say this about Luke. Okay, Luke I think he makes the team, but But to me, it's just like I don't know what they're looking for or why they keep giving this man a pass if they do keep him. So that's my question about Luke. Because it seems like they don't have a tolerance for people, you know what I'm saying? Or like, if you don't show why you're here instantly, then they almost have no patience. So like I don't know what they see out of Luke that they're patient with this man for.
That last name, they think he's going to have some McCaffrey fire. I don't know. I mean, I feel the same way.
Yeah, but he makes the team. He does. And one thing, I was looking online and I was just watching his plays and everything like that. It's almost like the quarterbacks don't throw it to him on purpose. Like I don't know if y'all saw that.
Yeah, they don't look his way at all. They look completely.
It's literally like they're like, and then move on. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm
well, so there could be a reason for that though.
right.
All training camp, like JP Finley has said, he has struggled to separate. So the quarterbacks, now that they're in the game where like this throw matters, they may have lost confidence in his ability to get open.
And that's very serious then. It really is. And because why keep him if he can't separate?
Right.
So, but I think he makes the team I think he makes the team. I don't think he should, because I think Lane outperformed him, and I think Brooks has outperformed him. So easily, he's the sixth man on the roster to me.
Yeah.
At least six man. Like,
well,
that's
the thing
highest
with
we'll
Brooks
give him.
is Brooks provides some size, which you're just now getting Noah Brown back, So it's good to have, if you're going to have some backup receivers, it's good to have somebody that can take a place of somebody, So, yeah.
So there you have it, Luke. They outvoted me 2-1. But if it was up to me,
shut up time.
You'd be gone. All right. I might be meeting you at the stadium to send you your walking papers. All right. I'm just saying. The McCaffrey name ain't gonna save you. We gotta move on. Tight end. I was looking at the tight end spot, and I'm looking at the top three: Ertz, Sennett, Bates. I'm good there. Colson Yankoff is a good special teams guy. The only one that is that big glaring hole is Cole Turner.
Who?
Cole Turner.
He's still on the roster.
Exactly. Yeah. He don't need to be. Al, I'll go to you. What you think, man? Do we keep Cole? I mean, I don't think we need that many tight ends.
To me, guys, I think, to me, Ben Sinnott's in the same boat as McCaffrey. And to me, I think he should be more in trouble than McCaffrey is, because we drafted him before McCaffrey. So why aren't we expecting much out of this man? Like, you know what I'm saying? You're the reason why we had to sign Zach Ertz again, because you weren't able to show out your rookie year. You know what I'm saying? Like to me, a year under your belt, a year under some like a great possible Hall of Famer player, and you should be absorbing. I'm sorry, I give you a year to learn from somebody, and then you should be taking their job the year following.
Yeah.
But obviously he's not ready, or else we wouldn't have signed Ertz again. So to me, why aren't you ready yet? Why haven't you taken that step yet? You know what I'm saying? So, but Cole Turner doesn't make the team. That, to answer your question, he doesn't. But neither should Ben Sinnott. Neither should.
Not to mention, there's some talks that Colson Yankoff, I can't figure out how to pronounce his name, is showing just as good as hands as Sinnott. And he's a really good special teams player. So, like you said, Bates is solidified there as the blocker. Ertz is Jaden's, well, right now his number one target because Terry's not on the field. So if you want to get on the field, you better show something. You got Yankoff coming right at it.
Yeah. So I like what I hear from y'all, and Cole, I tried to put him out there because I was like, this.
I honestly did not know he was still on the roster, but I don't watch the second half, so that's why I would never know that he was playing.
Exactly, and I've been watching it, and trust me, he has not been showing up. So, but I like that point about Sennett, because we have been expecting a lot more from him, and he's gotten opportunities. I think he dropped one, and he caught one, but still, to your point, Ab, you got a guy that is a solid veteran, above average tight end. Even now, they should be learning. They should be doing, or they need to find a specialty like Bates. We saw in a lot of those big runs, Bates hit that block and sprung the guy deep. So you work it out. What's up, Will?
But how many blocking tight ends can you have, though?
Huh?
Right.
But how many blocking tight ends can you have?
Yes,
you got to have that catcher. there. You know what I'm saying? That's that bailout system, especially and as good as our quarterback is, having a bailout like that bailout tight end in the middle, you need that for any young quarterback. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, and that just makes you that much better.
Yep. That's what showed up with Ertz.
I got something to share because Jared's in the comments. And come Dallas week, I bought a very new shirt for in the off season that's ready for Dallas week, and I cannot wait to show him.
Come on, we want y'all. Let's go. What up, Jared? How's it doing? Yo, also Alex hit us up saying, "What's up, fellas? What's going on, Alex?" Yo, glad you guys are all back.
And Mark from the UK.
What up, Mark? Yeah, buddy.
Watching on YouTube. What's up, Mark?
Dig it. I can dig it. Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate y'all joining us. Definitely talking about a little roster talk. Jared said, outside of QB, which room? Let me read it. Outside of QB, which room do you feel the best about and the worst about? And that's exactly what we're talking about. Wide receiver is somewhere we're looking at. We feel good on O-line. And actually, we might be talking about one of the rooms that outside of the starters that we might have issues with. I'll go to you. O-line. You Ab alluded to it. Now you've talked about it multiple times. After Biotish at center, you really have a question mark because Dieter didn't do it, and I think Nick Harris is the other guy. I'm not confident there. I mean, after the starters, it really kind of is suspect. What do you think, man?
Yeah, I think the one thing I would point out to Ab when you were talking about offensive line, I only would talk about the center being a concern because I think with Wiley and now we got George Fant and then Nick Allegretti is back. I think we have stronger backups this year than we had last year, but at center, I mean, there's nothing to be. I mean, there's reason to be worried if Biotish goes down because Dieter didn't do it. They just signed somebody today who has experience. I don't know who he is. Like that backup center position. I mean, we saw that. Remember a couple of years ago when we were moving Wes Schweitzer in because he was our third center. Probably snapping to Sam of all people. You know, it's going to get it. But you know, so that backup center is a major concern. Everything after that, though, I feel a whole lot better about our offensive line 1 year removed from last year.
Yeah, what do you think? You all know how I feel. We don't have enough linemen. We need about 15 to 20. So you know how I feel. What you think, man?
Allegretti and Wiley mess my brain all up. So I'm not confident in them at all, even if they're backups. So like that's my only thing. You know, I don't like them on the field at all. Not one damn bit. If we have to put them in, I'm like this all over the place, just throwing my hands up, like don't expect shit. Okay. So I like, is it better that they're backups or yes, but to me, they're ass juice. And I don't want them on the field.
So basically, don't get hurt. Oh, starting five, do not get hurt, or
that's all I'm saying. That's it. Like literally, get Sam Cosmi on the field as fast as possible to get Wiley out. So I'm good.
Yeah, and that's another point that I think we got to look at. When is Cosmi back? It's mid to late season.
Negative.
I don't know.
So he keeps the window open, but they don't know. But there's anticipation and hopefulness about him even starting the season. Like so, they're not even put. I don't even think they're talking about having an active roster starting the season, and then so that means that he doesn't have to sit the first 4 games.
Okay.
I kind of think they should just let him sit. Put him on that early season injured reserve. Yeah. Let him get that knee ready, you know.
Just get him healthy. That's do not rush him back. Do not rush him back. Definitely want to see.
I don't think that Allegretti's ass juice out there. I think he can hold his own for a couple of games.
Will, that man is diarrhea, and you know it.
He's not.
He loves this game. All right. His opening presser was just like, I love flag football. I love to hit. I love this. Rah. Benjamin Ash. Oh, wow. How did that playoff game go again? How did that playoff game go, Ben? Where we beat you, Tampa Bay? What's up?
They couldn't even exploit this guy.
As twos. Let's go. Oh my goodness. Yo, all right. We gotta keep moving on. Let's go on to the defense. We put a lot of work, a lot of effort into this. The edge, D tackles. Ab, I'm gonna come to you first. How confident are you in what we've got starting, and who's got to go?
So when we first signed Kinlaw, I was worried. You know what I mean? Are we talking D-line or just the whole defense?
D-line, yeah.
Okay. When we first signed Kinlaw, I was really worried, guys. We signed him in for a lot of money too, and it was a major concern because to me, he hasn't been successful this far yet to prove it. Like, to me, if they were going to save pennies, it would have been on Kinlaw. To me, but they didn't. They gave him the bag, and so. But for everything, he's been showing up, showing out, and doing his thing. You know, like dominating, and like from the tackle point of view, that's what we want. That's what we're expecting, and he's talking that talk. He's doing his thing. He's a DMV native. Like, bro, I'm all about that. And like, as long as it shows up on the field, I'm all about this dude. And I'll be his biggest fan. Like, show me I don't know what I'm talking about. Like, honestly, I'll be like, if this man does what he's supposed to do, I'll be the first one to say I was wrong as hell. And that goes for everybody else too. Because I still think we're kind of weak at defensive end. We did sign Von Miller, and what's the saying? Long in the tooth or some shit like that. Like we're going this season we're gonna see if he's long in the tooth. Yeah. That means if he's old as shit or not, guys. If y'all don't know that,
right?
But no, But this man, he's showing up. He's doing his thing, guys. This defense has gotten a lot better. I'm talking all this shit, but I'm saying we have gotten a lot better. This defensive line has gotten a lot better, and I'm just like, it's a few guys that we don't exactly know their names. It's like a few cheap contracts and everything like that, but I'm confident in this team, not because of the offense so much, but because of the defense, of how much better we've gotten in the defense. And so that is what I'm looking forward to seeing. I'm expecting at least top 12 type defense here.
Oh, I like that. Okay. I could dig that. Yeah, no, I mean, to Ab's point, outside of the Von Millers, you know what I mean? It's a bunch of guys. It's a collection of guys. The Dorian Armstrong, the Cleveland Farrell, the Dietrich Wise, like he talked about Kinlaw, Newton, Payne. You know what I mean? Like Payne, maybe because we know how well he can play, but a lot of these guys, I mean, and Payne's gonna stay and all that, but some of these other guys are kind of just named. Like, you want to see Javonte Jean-Baptiste. Andre Jones got a sack last game, but is he going to stay? Will, what are you thinking when you look at our D line as far as who's staying or who's who could potentially be out?
You talked about how confident are we? I don't know how confident I am. I'm more encouraged this year with the defensive line that they got bigger. Kinlaw, Dietrich Wise, I wasn't thrilled about that signing, but he seems to be playing well, according to JP Finley. This guy, Jacob Martin, out of the Bears, never heard of before, showing that he's got some speed, so that's kind of exciting to see. But like what Ab's been talking about since last year, we're missing pass rush presence. and that's the biggest concern out of these guys. As far as who's the roster cut bubble, guys that, if you're looking at a Jalen Holmes versus Javante Jean-Baptiste, it's like
Norrell
Sheldon
Pollard.
Day. It's
or
like,
a Ricky Barber.
We don't need to lose sleep over these guys. At that, we don't have that great a depth to be too concerned about it.
Oh yeah. So what you're saying is I can cut some of these guys to add more linemen. That's what you're saying, okay? Let's just cross-train our defensive players to play O-line.
Did you see what your boy Julian Good-Jones did in his first snap? He shot it over Josh Johnson's head. So if that's who you want to keep on your offensive line instead of Jalen Holmes, who knows how to play, that's on you.
The more the merrier, all right? I'll take him out and put somebody else in, all right? What were you talking about? What was you about to say?
I was going to say, I think it's obvious who, there's some positions where you're like, who's going to go, who's going to stay. But I think defensive line, it's obvious who's going to stick. That was what I was going to say.
Yeah. That's it for the most part. All right. Move down to linebacker. Again, we know Luvu. We know Wagner. But then and Von Miller is technically an edge, but they got him listed as linebacker, same difference. But then after that, Jordan McGee still dealing with the injury. And then you got a couple other guys. I know Bellor, big special teams guy. Will, what do you think at linebacker outside of the obvious starters?
Not good enough.
Big drop off.
I don't think we should be expecting a whole lot of Kane Medrano this season. I think he's someone who's raw and is going to need to learn the position. Anything beyond special teams contributions, I think I'd be shocked for. They brought in Duke Riley last week. He's got a lot of NFL experience to help out as a backup and maybe some special teams. I think the wild card here is Jordan McGee. I think they put a lot of eggs in his basket and they're waiting for him to be healthy. And so that's the biggest unknown, because that changes what type of can you go. Dan Quinn said, can you go 4-3? Depends on if Jordan McGee can get out there. Otherwise, they're pretty much going with two linebackers on the field, just like they did the last year.
Yeah. Ab, what you think, man?
I forgot about Riley when you mentioned it. I thought they were going to keep 6. I can see them keeping 6, but then you said Riley, and I think he makes the team actually.
Yes.
So, so that would make it 7 to me.
Who is the other one you're keeping then?
Bellor, Luvu, McGee, Medrano, Von Miller.
Counting Von Miller. Okay.
Yeah. Riley and Wagner.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much what we're thinking. And I think that's going to be interesting to see if we can get McGee healthy and if he can live up to that potential. He was another one. He came from Temple, right?
Yeah.
And he came from Temple, and he was I think he was their not the team leader, but their captain, one of their captains. So he's got that work ethic.
That's commander right there. That's what they would say.
Hey.
Well, he's in the same boat to me, like with Luke and Senate. You know what I'm saying? Like, when are you guys going to show up? Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's kind of sad that we're asking year 2 players. We're expecting so much out of year 2 players, but at the same time, I like that shit too. Mm-hmm. Like, bro, what are you doing?
Light the fire under him. Right. Light the fire now. Mm-hmm.
I like that. I really do.
Now it's time. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But I think to your point, Ab, that we've seen that this front office, if you can't do it, and especially if it takes you a little bit more time, they'll get somebody in here that can do it fast and do it in point right away. So, and we've seen that with these guys. And it took me a while to get to there, but I like that now, because it's like, look, all right, we're constantly improving. We're constantly getting better. And that's something, and we can see it on what we're going to talk about next. I'll come to you, Ab, with our secondary. This is arguably our most improved part of the team. Obviously, we got Trey Amos in the draft. We got Marshawn Lattimore a year ago to pair with the Sammer Stills. Obviously, Percy. I'll stick with the just with the corners right now. Igbenagahi and how he's done. What do you think on corner? Where do you think we go with that?
Okay, so let me put it out there. We got Amos, we got Iggy, we got Jonathan Jones, Lattimore, and Sammer still. So that's 5. Boop, 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 boop. Honestly, like I like that right there. I do. I mean, I like that right there. I think you keep Jonathan Jones in case Amos is like a slow starter, or to get more experience. He needs to get more experience. Maybe start the season off with Jonathan Jones, and then you work Amos in every now and again, like certain play situations kind of thing. But I like that 5. And like you said, Sean, it's the most improved position on our team, man. Like, honestly, I like this cornerback room. Like, it literally turned a weakness into a strength in one season.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. I mean, going from Mr. This and all this nonsense after a ball went flying over his head and Benjamin St. Juice going through. Who's the guy that we got from the Steelers a couple years back that had communication issues? We got him for like.
Oh,
he was
man.
a big guy.
Are you talking about William Jackson?
William Jackson, yeah.
From the Bengals?
From the Bengals. That's where he got from Cincinnati. I know he's from the AFC North, but I mean, right. But going from having, year after year, terrible secondary, really being our Achilles heel, that back end, to now having your guy Trey Amos, my guy Sammer still. We got Lattimore. Like we have a bunch of guys that could really create some havoc, for an opposing quarterback and then opposing wide receivers. So you feeling the same way? Those 5 guys, just stick with that and roll. Yeah.
Oh, definitely. And the fact that we're going to have once week 1 comes along, 5 corners that have played and started in the NFL, like that's huge. That is some type of depth. So I like that a lot.
Oh yeah. And to finalize it all, let's talk safety. The Percy Butlers, Will Harris, Quan Martin, Reeves, Owens, and then Robert McDaniel, Ben Nickel, and Daryl Worley. So I'm assuming those last 3 names will no longer be with us in about a week or so. But of the other guys, we know your boy Quan Martin. He's starting to show out. We talked about that a little earlier. Will, you good with the Percy Butler, Will Harris, Quan Martin, and Reeves? Those 4?
The 5th guy, number 40, big guy.
Who? Tyler Owens. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. He'd probably be one of those inactive guys on game day, because he came from he was undrafted, obviously, even he came from a smaller school, but he's coming along really well. That's another, our whole DB room has become a real strength now.
Exactly.
I'm really excited. They're talking really high about this Will Harris guy. I can't say I knew who he was. And you heard us all chatting during the off season when we let Jeremy Chin go for not a lot of money, and we're like, was that necessary? And then they go out and get this safety that I've never heard of that they're really excited about. So I think the safety room looks good.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. And you've always talked about your boy Quan. Jeremy Reeves is somebody, and to your point, Ab, I look at Quan Martin and Jeremy Reeves as 2 guys that we've known they could play, but we want to see them more consistent. We want to see them show. And I think they've definitely made some nice plays in preseason. And it's nice to kind of see them taking that next step potentially. You good with those, 5 that we talked about? Butler, Harris, Martin, Owens, and Reeves?
1, 2, 3. Owens and Reeves, 5. I'm good with that. I think Tyler Owens is going to surprise some people. I think, to me, I think this is because I was expecting shit out of him last year. Like I really was, but he wasn't ready. He was inactive most games. Okay, So, but to me, especially from what I've been hearing all camp, he is like he's like Trey Songz to me, you know, Mr. Steal Your Spot. That Trey Songz is Mr. Steal Your Girl, and he's Mr. Steal Your Spot. He's Mr. Steal Your Spot. Get that man on the field. He's gonna take your spot. I'm trying to tell you.
I love it. That was good. I like that. I like that. And look, we know it. Like you alluded to earlier, the coaches have lit the fire under all these guys, so they're playing. Obviously, after that first preseason game, one of these guys, and Dominique Hampton, one of the guys that I shouted out, they got rid of him. So clearly, they are, ready to move up. I mean, and to your point, what you were saying earlier, Ab, I mean, it's really hard looking at the improvements of this roster and seeing how far we went with a subpar roster last year, and to think, I mean, how can the Super Bowl not be that?
Why can't
it? Yeah, why not us? I mean, honestly, it's hard not to think that. But we still got some things we got to talk about, and we're not going to spend too much time on this. But I did want to bring it up, especially because we got you in here, Ab. First and foremost, let's talk about the trade. Obviously, or the potential trade. Obviously, Brian Robinson was not at the stadium, was not at the last game. Word got out that he's kind of being shopped around, and we were all trying to see what the backups would do, and Rodriguez and Krosky Merritt, they showed out. So even if he wanted to come back, his time might be done. Ab, I'll go to you first. You've talked about this. You said this is kind of the move that needs to be made. What can we get for this? Where do you think he could potentially go? Where do we go in this situation?
Okay, so first, let me do my I told you so. Okay, I mentioned that B-Rob draft time. I believe that's when I made the call. I made the prediction that B-Rob would be off the team, traded or released. Okay, so hold on a second, baby. Let me finish this. And so that's my I told you so. Okay. Mm-hmm. 1. Okay. 2. Okay. So B-Rob, realistically, I think it's just it is going to be a pick swap, like us giving a team a 7th round pick, B-Rob, and then going up and getting their 6. That realistically, I think that's what it is. Now, the caveat to that is now that there's teams saying, "Hey, we're looking for running backs. They're actively looking for running backs. Hey, we got an extra running back for your ass." You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So that creates competition. You know what I'm saying? So now teams that were honestly, realistically, B-Rob could have gotten released and teams would have waited for that. But now that there's competitions, now there's teams looking for running backs, 49ers,
Dolphins, the Browns.
I'm thinking Las Vegas maybe too. I know what you guys are saying.
Minty?
Trust me. Las Vegas, okay, could be in there too. Okay, I'm just the way my mind is working. Las Vegas is in there too, and it's possible. Now there's a competition out there. Now you're looking at 5th rounder, 4th, maybe even 4th. You know what I'm saying? So that this is realistic, and I'm not just blowing shit out the ass. Like, this is real. There's competition out there, and and B-Rob is probably the best running back on the market available. You know what I'm saying, for trade. So Kansas City's another one. So guys, it's possible that we may get our draft picks back that we gave up for Laramie Tunsil last year. I'm sorry, this off season.
Right.
Now, and if that works and we get all that, that's full circle. I can understand that because we definitely. What do we need? We need a fourth,
We need a second and a fourth.
a second, and a fourth. So we're probably not gonna get a second, but
We're not going to get a second, but a fourth, it's possible. Even
could happen.
maybe a fifth. That's still good too, guys. So just it's something to think about.
We found our potential top 2 or top 3 running back in the 7th. So, and Bill. So I mean, now that's very rare, but I mean, it could happen. But you know how I feel about this. Every time I see B Rob, I see that Titans game where he came out at the first game after the injuries, and he's running out the tunnel to 50 cents mini men, and I'm getting hyped. I love this guy. I keep the guys close to my heart, but all the things that you guys have said, as I've continued to watch and continue to work with, it's all true. It's all. I mean, he doesn't have that burst. He can't stay healthy. He hasn't gotten over 1,000. There's a lot of stuff in B Rob where it's kind of like, yeah, it might be that time, especially if we can improve at that position. So will he be traded? Will he be cut? Like what's going to happen, and where do you think he can go?
I think by the time, if people listen to this as a podcast, I think Brian Robinson will have been traded by the time that happens. Ooh. Dan Quinn made the comment today. He's not in the building. They don't have him coming to practice anymore, and he said we need to get this thing wrapped up. Essentially, I'm paraphrasing here, so I would imagine they're going to, make it happen. I think it's kind of interesting. I agree. So what's really interesting to me is Chris Russell came on and said that he was told that the team got frustrated how often Brian Robinson was not producing at the end of the season. That, all those times against, Philly and then in Tampa, like we had no running game. If you feel that way, why did you wait until the 7th round to draft a running back? If you're already saying this guy is not hit, like that kind of surprises me about their roster construction. Yes, obviously we see that they hit on Bill, but that part surprises me. But clearly they've got enough to move on from him within the offense. And if they got a 5th rounder, I would be very happy with the 5th rounder. I'm not going to care much more about a 6th or 7th, but if you got a 5th and knowing Adam Peters, he can turn that into something. So I would love if they can get that. So like you're saying, Ab, this new competition that has all of a sudden come up, a dude from the Dolphins got hurt today. So, a new, one of the Jalen Wright, he hurt his knee today.
Oh, from Tennessee? Was it? No.
I think he was from Tennessee, the college.
Yeah, I think he's a volunteer. So, if that can drum up the interest, I'm all for that. That's only good for us.
Oh, yeah. Hey, we'll see. I mean, obviously, we talked about the running back room, and we've all kind of set on the 4 guys we have, but just like the wide receiver room, that's getting crowded too, and clearly they ready to move on. And again. To your point, Ab, I like how deliberate they are. This is what we're doing. Don't matter what you think or what we think. We're moving on with this, and I'm good with that.
Houston's another team, by the way.
Yes.
Houston, yeah, yep.
Houston, yeah.
Very true, very very true. Now we're about to get out of here, but I can't have these guys on without us having the brief conversation on the thing that we've been talking about for the last several months. All right, Terry McLaurin's contract. Obviously, he's still holding in. He hasn't signed. He did his little thing where he wanted to ask for a trade, and that didn't come. The team is stand and their stands. Terry's stand and stares. Apparently, he wants 30. The consensus is not 30. Maybe 28, a little lower, whatever. He's back in camp, right, Will? Not, I mean,
on the sidelines today.
Yeah, he doesn't want to get fined, but I know they're trying to end. Speaking about ending all this nonsense and getting back to playing time, even Cliff, you alluded to that before. That Cliff was like, we got to get our guys back on the field. I need to see. What they're going to do, and get them acclimated to the playbook. So Will, you know I'm tired of it. At this point, I'm just like, bruh, roll. Like I'm tired of it. What are your thoughts, man? Is this gonna get done? Is he gone? Is this franchise tag next year? What's going on?
I don't even know what to think, honestly, because I can't believe we're sitting here on August 21st and this hasn't been resolved. I think I don't know whether I believe Dan Quinn right now when he says, "Oh, this is part of the ramp up process." You know, he's going through his conditioning. I don't know. I don't know if I believe that. If they're just trying to publicly, continue to say nice things. I think it's a good sign that he was on the field today, and I think it's kind of this is what we got to do, because at some point they're going to have to say, you can either like it or love it, but it's time the season's starting and we need to get going, and you're under contract, so show up, or you need to start getting fined. And so I hope that they behind the scenes have put their foot down to say enough of this BS and let's get this going. Let's get this season started.
Yeah, and Will, you have been outspoken about this, brother. And I think my first question is going to be, week 1, game 1, is Terry there, and is he disgruntled when he's on the field? If so,
did you mean that to go to Ab?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought
he said my name. But
I said, well, my bad. Yeah, my bad. Because Ab looked at me like, who you talking to?
No. Like, because honestly, I could talk about this for days. Like all the sides and everything like that. Is he going to be here? I don't think he is, guys. I'll just put it out there. Like, I really don't think he is. I've been saying it. Like, I know we haven't broadcasted it and everything like that, but I've been telling you guys this for the only way that this works out is if we give him what he wants. And I think there's been to me, it's like, look, especially if you're trying to set a precedence, like if I'm GM, if you're a brand new GM for a team and you're trying to create something like awesome, you have a plan. You already have a plan. You have a plan right now and for next year. I can tell you right now, he probably already knows who he wants to sign next year. And Terry coming out of nowhere and saying, hey, I need more money, totally up his plan. I'm trying to tell you, it messed it plan up real bad. And so, and to sit there and like he's sitting there trying to collect everything, trying to get his mind right, and like, and I'm gonna say this also, Sean. I think optics is very important to Adam Peters, and that is why I don't think he is doing the Jerry Jones approach of throwing his player under the bus, making him look bad to the press, and everything like that. To me, I think Terry's been a diva since the first time he did this shit about 3 years ago. I honestly, people don't remember because it didn't last long. It only lasted like, he was like, I need more money. And then it lasted like a week or two or some shit like that. It did not last long at all. But that left a bad taste in my mouth. And so, but everybody just loves Terry and everything like that. Look, good man, but he's a diva, guys. Don't let, just because we ain't talk, nobody talks shit about him doesn't mean he's not a diva. You know what I mean? But I think optics is very important to Adam Peters, and he's protecting Terry on how greedy and selfish this man he's actually being right now.
Yep.
And like, I smiled when you said this, Will. It's like, when are they going to put the hammer down? You know what I'm saying? Like, when are they going to do that? And you said that they were protecting him. I think they are too. I absolutely think they're protecting this man from looking horrible in the public. And I'll even say this: he's probably not even practicing right now. I'll say this: he's probably not practicing right now because his money's not right, and they're just putting it out there. Oh, he's practicing behind closed doors. Right. Bitch, this is a team sport. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I know JD5 is like totally into his craft and he'll stay after and everything like that. But to a certain point, that gets annoying. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why aren't you on the field with us? It's a team thing. I understand if it's like a one person sport, like it only had to do with me. But if we're a team, how are you practicing one-to-one when it's supposed to be a team? It's about us. Something doesn't make sense about this.
They're playing catch. They're playing catch.
It's literally catch.
Yeah,
it's literally catch. Like,
here we go.
Like it doesn't make sense. There's something about this that doesn't make sense. I don't think he's practicing. I think he's holding in. And honestly, I think they're just waiting. Like, and he's waiting until his money gets right. And I don't think it gets there. I have more to say about it, but it's not the only way this happens is if we give Terry exactly what he wants. And honestly, Adam Peters is not going to do that. I don't see him doing that. And again, he's trying to set a precedence about what's going on. He wants to, because you got to think about it next year too. Who needs to be signed next year? All our good players have to be signed next year.
Right.
Looking ahead.
Lattimore, like you know what I'm saying? Possibly Debo. You get what I'm saying? Like those are at the most crucial positions, the highest paid positions. We have to give contracts to our best players. And I guarantee you, Terry knew that he wasn't in that plan for next year. I guarantee you he knew he wasn't in that plan for next year. And that's why he's doing what he's doing right now. You guys got the scoop. You got the inside look into my head, y'all.
Well, Terry, there's a former Washington quarterback that's not that far away in Minnesota. Go ahead and reconnect with Sam Howell if you want greatness. Let's go.
Sean, I heard something that Sam Howell was not looking good in Minnesota.
Hey. That's because he's not supposed to be in Minnesota. He's supposed to be in Washington.
Hey, let's take him back. Let's bring him back as our third string.
Yes, exactly. He can do better than Josh Johnson and Harvin.
Yeah.
Demoted.
Right, fellas, I got to get going.
We'll wrap this thing up. Hey, I appreciate all you guys being here and talking with us. We had to get into these conversations. I wanted to get it while I had these guys with me. Stay tuned. Saturday, Washington plays Baltimore, all backups. And stay tuned in a couple weeks, next week maybe, for our 53-man mock roster. We're heading out of here, ladies and gentlemen. We will see you on
your halftime report, Sean. I want to see. I want to hear your halftime report because I will not be in front of a TV on Saturday.
That's going to be interesting. I understand. You about to say something?
Nah, man. Nah, you guys good, man. I'll see you guys later.
Yes, sir. We appreciate our buddy Ab joining us. You see this guy over here, South Carolina's finest, Will Kramer. It's your boy, Sean Spencer. We'll see y'all next time. Peace. Appreciate you. And I'm going to send you guys out on our buddy Anton Benson. Peace. Hey, thank you once again for joining us on Washington Football Weekly. Definitely stay tuned for anything that we have coming out. We're part of the Fans First Sports Network, so you definitely want to stay tuned for any exclusive content we have coming out there. But with Let's Talk Football, we are not the only show that will be returning. In fact, there are several shows that will be back. One talking Washington, one talking overall football called The Round Table, college shows, Let's Talk Football, a lot of different stuff. So I'm going to throw a couple previews of these shows out there. Stay tuned for that. I'll see you next time. Peace, people.
Gentlemen, football is back, man. Where's y'all head at right now? How y'all doing? Anton Vincent. What up, Anton?
Let's go.
And you see this guy, 85's personal agent and his #1 fan. All right, Road Crew Sports Talk, the host, Mr. Alex Stevens. Alex, what's going on, buddy?
What's going on, brother? I'm so happy today.
Here comes the Hail Mary with the game on the line, and the ball is caught.
College Football Update with your host, Sean Spencer and Alex Loosemore.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
I am Janae Strother.
I'm Sean Spencer.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen.
I gotta go out and hold up.
Come on. The lion. The lion. New music, so funny. Kirk Cousins.
All right. I am Janae Strother.
I'm Sean Spencer.
And this is Let's Talk Football. We are back for bowl.
He's a rookie. He's also half Puerto Rican. I don't know if y'all.
You already know what time it is.
Someone like Hayden Hurst is coming out and being like, look, you're not alone. On our show too, as well, we're all about mental health and awareness.
Yes.
Off and on the field.
Welcome to Washington Football Week with your host, one half of that dynamic duo, Sean Spencer, and South Carolina's finest, Will Craven.
Don't play us if you're undefeated.
Where we celebrate past success while looking to a bright future. There's a youth movement in Washington, and they're ready to take the reins. Led by firefighters.
Play aggressive.
It's a new day. New dawn. no longer the laughing stock.